If you're a fan of young Sheldon, you know the show isn't just about the brainy prodigy himself. It's also about the family that surrounds him, their struggles, their dreams, and the heartache they quietly carry behind the laughter. But nothing could have prepared us for the gut-wrenching moment that came with Georgie and Mandy's latest storyline, a deeply emotional, very sad turn that left fans completely shattered. A young couple's dream crushed in a moment. Georgie Cooper and Mandy McAllister have been through a roller coaster ride. From a surprise pregnancy and rushed maturity to finding true love in the most unlikely place, their story has been one of growth, learning, and deep affection. Fans watched Georgie step into manhood, not just as a father, but as a loving partner who wanted to give his daughter Cease the life he never had. And Mandy, who once swore she'd never fall for someone like Georgie, found herself hopelessly in love with the boy who became a man before her eyes. Together, they were finally becoming the couple everyone rooted for. They were making it work, despite their age difference and all the complications. But in a cruel twist of fate, the future they dreamed of was suddenly ripped away from them. The devastating diagnosis. It all began with a simple doctor's visit for Cease, just a routine checkup. Mandy had noticed that Cease wasn't eating like she used to. She was fussier than usual, crying in ways Mandy couldn't soothe. At first, the doctor assured them it was likely teething or a minor infection. But blood work told a different story. The doctor walked into the room that day with a solemn face that changed everything. "There's something we need to talk about," he said quietly. Cease was diagnosed with a rare blood disorder, the kind of illness that demands long hospital stays, invasive tests, and a lifetime of uncertainty. Mandy dropped to the floor. Georgie just froze, staring blankly, trying to process the words. He had faced hardship before, but nothing like this. Nothing prepared him to hear that his baby girl, his whole world, was sick. Falling apart while trying to stay strong. The weeks that followed were a blur of hospitals, sleepless nights, and whispered prayers. Georgie and Mandy tried to stay strong for Cease, but their own hearts were breaking. There were moments Georgie would sneak into the hospital bathroom and cry alone, slamming his fists against the wall, asking why this was happening to their baby. Mandy, too, would collapse into the hospital chair after Cease finally fell asleep, holding her daughter's little hand and whispering lullabies through sobs. The hardest part? Watching Cease in pain, watching her tiny body endure things no child should ever face. They started posting less on social media. Mandy stopped smiling. Georgie stopped joking. The light in their eyes dimmed, and their world became sterile hospital walls, blinking monitors, and the sound of Cease's weak cries. A family torn and trying. Back home, the Coopers did their best to rally. Mary prayed harder than ever before. Missy offered to stay overnight at the hospital so Mandy and Georgie could rest. Even Sheldon, who often struggled with emotional expression, built a model of Cease's favorite toy in hopes it would bring her comfort. But the stress began tearing at the seams. Georgie couldn't go to work. Mandy lost her job because she missed too many days. Bills piled up. Their dreams of marriage, of building a home, faded into survival mode. Mandy broke down one night, whispering to Georgie, "I don't even know if we'll make it through this." Georgie just held her tighter. "We will. We have to." The moment that broke everyone. Then came the worst night of all. Cease had taken a turn. Her fever spiked. Her oxygen dropped. Doctors swarmed in. Machines beeped frantically. Georgie and Mandy were pushed out of the room as they tried to stabilize her. It felt like hours. When the doctor finally returned, his face said everything. Cease had stopped breathing. Twice. They got her back. But they warned Georgie and Mandy that if things didn't improve, she might not survive the week. Mandy collapsed in Georgie's arms, wailing. Georgie stared at the ceiling, eyes empty, whispering, "Please, not my baby, please." That night, Mandy recorded a video of Cease sleeping, her little chest rising and falling, and posted it with the caption. It broke the internet. Fans flooded the comments with prayers, hearts, and stories of their own losses. The young Sheldon community united in grief, hope, and love. A letter no parent should ever have to write. The next morning, Georgie did something no one expected. He wrote a letter, not to the fans, not to the family, but to Cece. He sat by her hospital bed, took out a pen, and wrote, "My sweet Cece, if you ever read this, I want you to know, your daddy loves you more than anything. You made me a better man. You gave me a reason to fight, to grow up, to love deeper than I thought I could. If you ever get tired, baby girl, it's okay to rest. Just know I'll love you forever, even when you can't see me. Love, Daddy." He folded the letter, placed it in Cece's baby book, and sat there quietly, tears slipping down his cheeks. A glimmer of hope, then another blow. The following days were a mixture of hope and fear. Cece responded to treatment. She smiled for the first time in days. Mandy cried tears of joy, clinging to Georgie, whispering, "She's still fighting." The doctors gave them a little hope, a risky treatment option, but one that might work. Georgie and Mandy agreed immediately. But as they prepared to begin the new treatment, another storm hit. Mandy received a call from her mother. Her father had suffered a massive heart attack. He didn't make it. Mandy collapsed. Another heartbreak, another loss. She didn't even get to say goodbye. Georgie held her, once again being her rock. But he, too, was unraveling. He felt helpless. The world was spinning too fast. Loss after loss, and the fear that more was coming. The wedding that never happened. They had planned to get married that summer, a small wedding, just close friends and family. Cece would be the flower girl. But instead of wedding planning, they were planning medical treatments and funeral arrangements. The dress Mandy picked out stayed in the closet. Georgie's suit never left the hanger. They did exchange vows, though, not in a church, but in a hospital room. Georgie looked into Mandy's tired eyes and said, "He promised to love you through this, even when it's hard, even when we're hurting. I'm yours, Mandy, forever. I never imagined a life like this, but I wouldn't want to go through it with anyone else. I love you, Georgie, no matter what comes." Fans react with tears and support. When the show hinted at this emotional arc, fans thought they were prepared. But no one expected the full depth of the heartbreak. Social media exploded with emotional reactions. "I'm sobbing. Cece can't die. Please don't let her die. Georgie and Mandy deserve happiness. This is too much. I feel like I'm watching my own family suffer. This is devastating." Cast members posted cryptic messages, adding to the suspense. Emily Osment shared a black and white photo of her and Montana Jordan holding hands on set, captioned with a broken heart emoji. Montana wrote, "Some stories break you to tell them. This one did. What's next? The future is uncertain." As the season finale approaches, fans are bracing for what comes next. Will Cece survive? Will Georgie and Mandy make it through this trauma? Or will this be the moment that shatters them for good? Insiders tease that the show's next arc may fast forward in time, showing the long-term effects of Cece's illness and how it shaped Georgie and Mandy's lives. But for now, all we know is that we're witnessing one of the most heartbreaking storylines young Sheldon has ever delivered. And as Georgie and Mandy cling to each other in the face of unimaginable pain, viewers are left with a single shared hope: that love, raw, messy, real love, will somehow be enough to carry them through. Final thoughts. A story that stays with you. In a show known for its cleverness, its humor, and its heart, this storyline has taken us to the deepest emotional core. Georgie and Mandy, two characters once dismissed as side stories, have become the soul of the series. And as we wait, holding our breath for the next episode, we're reminded that sometimes the most powerful stories aren't about triumph, but about survival, grief, and the relentless fight to hold on to love, even when the world falls apart.